Hey guys, this is Peter. Today I've got something pretty great for you. It's a new modem and it has an X75 chip in it. And yeah, we've been talking about that for quite some time. X75 is the new chip and well, it does have the ability to receive even more bands and aggregate them together, giving you more potential speed. You know, previously, heretofore, we've looked at a lot of different modems that are, well, X65 based. And the X75 does have some great new features. In fact, let's take a quick look at some of them. Here's some of the differences. Some of them matter for our application. Our application that we're looking for is for fixed area wireless. So the fact that it has, well, lower power and is smaller in size are cool, but, well, it doesn't really matter to us. What does matter is its ability to do multiple, well, even more carrier aggregation. In fact, it's even able to do, they call it carrier convergence, which doesn't really matter to us, but it's able to take many different types of networks, whether it be Wi-Fi, and bring them all together in a kind of a unified experience. Pretty darn cool, but not really if you're looking for a fixed area wireless modem. But it should be faster. If I go all the way down to the conclusion, offers substantial improvements over the X65, particularly in carrier aggregation, AI capabilities. Now, AI capabilities sound cool, but all of these features of the chipset need to be expressed in firmware, which takes a lot of development. So, how much development do all of these things have? Which ones got integrated? Let's take a look at it and compare them head to head and see what they do. Now, comparing this modem, see, this is actually a gateway. This has Wi-Fi built into it. It's Wi-Fi 6 or AX3000. So, yeah. The other one, this is a modem with an access point. This is a modem with an outdoor antenna. So to really compare them fairly, I say the signals are outdoors. That's what I want to do. Let's get outdoors with one of my best antennas. The best one I've ever tested is Waveform. Waveform's an excellent company. They make some really good equipment and they know this market like nobody else. In fact, they even have a version. Where is it? They even have a version of, well, they call it the ProLink. But you'll notice that it's exactly the same as the Elsa's Amplimax. So actually, they've added some cool things to it, and I don't want to miss those. They've added some things to the kit. They've added a through window support, and they have US service now. Both of these ones come from Richard. This is from Haven Technologies. And this one's from Haven Technologies. Look at the reviews this guy gets. He's wonderful. I enjoy talking to Richard. I get him on the phone. And, you know, sometimes when I pick up the phone with Richard, I'm like, here's 45-minute shot because it's so enjoyable talking to him. But anyway, let's go ahead and measure these two as fairly as we can and give them a good speed test. Yeah, right now I'm hooked up to my Amplimax. So I'm going to show you that. Been running this one for years. I'm at 91% signal. I'm in 5G SA, so that means standalone 5G, which means I have two 5G bands. I'm getting some great scores, and by scores, I mean signal scores. You can see my signal level, reference signal receive power, is right around 80. That's exactly what you want. Your reference signal receive quality, -10. That always seems to be about the same for me. And a signal to noise ratio, you want above 20. 25 is in that range. I'm getting a very good signal. My bandwidth today is 100 megahertz. This is my primary signal. My secondary signal is also 5G. That's N25. And yeah, this all seems pretty nerdy. But what I want to do is just show you I have an even playing field. I want to get you this the data as best as I can. So, wow, I confused myself on that one. There's so much going on there. Oh, I do want to show you this. Connection settings. Now, if you switch it over to this IPv4 v6, it gets slower. So what we're going to do is put it on its best footing. These are the settings that I have currently set up. If I switch it over here, it's not as fast. Now, I can get more download speed if I switch it over to, let's see, right here, operating bands. If I switch it over to 5G NSA, see, that's one of the options, NSA right there. 5G NSA means non-standalone, meaning my primary signal is actually going to be a 4G LTE band. This is the way that all the access points run from T-Mobile. Whew, this is really getting pretty nerdy. I get it. So what I'm going to do is tell you that I'm just showing you what I'm setting up and explain the scores that I'm about to show you. So what this is going to do is give me a really good score for download, and it should give me a good score for upload, because I am indeed getting really good signals on 5G SA. Now, it's always good to test it out because different areas have different things. For example, N41 is not the same everywhere. I've seen this be 90 megahertz bandwidth for downlink, and I've seen it be 100. In fact, the same pole changes it back and forth. So today it's 100, expecting some good scores. My N25 is a 20 megahertz. So there you go. I'm aggregating these together for speed. I think what you're going to see with this one is it'll actually pull two different bands of N41, and then it adds an N25 and maybe even an N71. But let's get there. Let's not jump ahead too much. Did I turn anything off on this? No, I did not. Sometimes I disable some bands because it tries to throw some extra stuff in there. If you take this same modem and switch it over to 5G NSA, it'll pull more than two bands. It'll pull two 5Gs and put in a 4G as well. So let's just do a quick speed test on this. This is our baseline. This is the Amplimax. So my ping's a little bit higher. If you are a person that really cares about your ping because of gaming or something like that, yeah, when my kids are home, they want me to switch it over to 5G NSA. And yeah, I'll get a 20 millisecond ping. Or in the low 20s, 20, 22. All right, there's basically 400. And in the 100 range, yeah, and I can go ahead, I can pause everything. Let me just do that. I'm going to pause everything and switch it back to 5G NSA. All right, so my signal dropped a little bit. I'm at 87% now, but, well, it's also switched. Look at this. I have N41, B2, B66, and N71. If I blocked that N71, I wonder if I would have pulled N25. Because N71 is an XR band, which means extended range. It means 600 megahertz. Well, it's still at 20 megahertz, so it's got some good bandwidth behind it, but I would rather have N25. B66 is an excellent 4G band. So is B2. And B2 is my PCC, or my primary signal. And N41 is an excellent band, of course. 85, 10, 25. Really, really good scores. 76, 8, and 16. Not bad at all. All right, let's do a quick speed test on this. So this is what we had to beat. This was a 40 millisecond ping. I'm expecting that to drop. I'm expecting this download number to go up and this upload to go down. There you go. So, all right, let's see what we get. So it does see T-Mobile. I'm not even sure where Monrovia, California is. Yeah. All right. There are closer servers to me than that, but that's not a bad score. And it is in the same range. The ping, look at the ping, dropped significantly. And the upload is actually not that bad. I mean, it did drop, granted, but it's not that bad. I'm going to run it again after this. Sometimes it needs to stabilize for a few minutes. There we go. All right, so let's see. Give it one more time. Don't know why it's saying it's not good for gaming. Let's see. 39. Wow. Oh, getting a better upload score. Get to 6. Come on, 6. See, people chasing download scores often like the 5G NSA. And a lot of these modems will ship in 5G SA. A lot of them also ship as being internally, they'll be IPv6. But I found that if you just stick to the IPv4, you get the better scores. All right, but let's go ahead and test it this way anyway. Those are not bad scores. Is this new modem going to give us better scores? Well, let's take a look. I'm going to test it both with the internally, inside my garage right here, and then I'm going to take it outside and we'll see what we get. Let's take a look. Here's the new modem. And you can see my primary channel is band 41. My secondary channel, I have 25, 41, and 71. This is 5G SA. Now, the other one I've have configured in 5G NSA, but I don't see how to change that on this one. I've looked at many different configurations, but it does pretty well. So let's go ahead and let's benchmark it. Here, I'm going to pull up a... All right, well, let's benchmark it. Here we go. So this is the X75. We're getting a ping of 40. It's probably because I'm using 5G SA. Hey, lower pings come when you use the 5G NSA. Is what I found. Ooh, we're going to get 600. Not bad. 600. Wow. I got to see 630. 630 is really nice. And an up score. Now, I want to get at least 100 megabit down and 20 up at all times. But this is doing way better than that. So this is pretty good. Now, let's take a quick look and see. I haven't hooked up to an external antenna. This antenna's on the roof. And these are the scores that I'm getting. Here's what we're getting. Signal to noise, 25. That's fantastic. Signal quality, -10. Reference signal received power, 82. So we got outside with an antenna and we got some much, much better scores. I did run it inside. It does get some good scores still, but of course your best scores are always outside. And since this antenna is outside on my roof, I wanted to be as fair as possible. All right, in the interest of fairness, let me show you those internal scores. So I have it with just the internal antennas. And look, you can see that my scores have changed. In fact, I've even lost a band here. So I've got N41 twice and band N25. So, and look, my reference signal receive power is no longer in the 80s. It's now almost 100, of course, because the antennas are now inside. The reference signal receive quality is still 10, and the signal noise has dropped. It was in the high 20s, and now it's at 14. So yeah, this is going to make a difference, but as you're going to see, as I think we're going to see, it's still going to be a really good score. All right, well, let's benchmark it and see what we get. All right, that's still a respectable score. This is just the way it is out of the box inside my house. So no external antennas. And I got to say, that's not a terrible score. If this is something you wanted to do in waves and get this modem as is, and then later consider it. If you're doing a mobile installation, this does run off of 12 volts. So this would be much better for mobile. And in fact, there are some mobile antennas that would do fantastic with this. There you go, guys. All right, so let me summarize it this way. This is an excellent modem. It comes from an excellent provider. Wireless Haven is great. They also sell this one. It's up to you which one you want to get. They both come with Richard, so I recommend them highly. And whether you wanted to get a waveform antenna, whether it's the Quad Pro or the Quad Mini, hey, if you're going mobile again, the Quad Mini would be excellent. That is omnidirectional. And this is an excellent company as well. I know these guys very, very well. They do offer free support, so free virtual site survey and the SMS and phone support, video guides. They are available on the phone 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. So they will help you out with this. Whether you wanted to buy it here or if you wanted to buy it here, that's up to you. Whether you wanted to buy this one or this one, that's up to you as well. I happen to like both of them a lot. My personal preference is I do have a rather large house and I like my Orbi setup. That's a meshed network. So I actually like the fact that this does not have an access point in it because I want to use my access point. My access point enables me to take this and do a pass-through. Hey, this does, by the way, does have a pass-through. You can fully turn off the Wi-Fi if you want to, and you could simply pass it through and make it a modem only if you wanted to. Looks like a really, really good unit. In the firmware, it does have an option to turn it to 5G NSA, and you're probably wondering why I didn't run it. I couldn't get the firmware to stay on that. Just make the setting, save it, it'd come back as 5G SA again. Performed really well, but the firmware would not seem to make that change. But I really do like this, and again, there's a coupon code to bring this down, and that makes it much more compelling. It all comes down to, if you have an antenna already, it's a no-brainer. You want to do that. For me, I think I'm going to stay with my Amplimax for now. It is a super unit, and I've enjoyed it for a long time, and it is highly configurable in the firmware. Anyway, guys, hey, this one's also approved, so it's already gone through. PTCRB is a registry that you have to pass a bunch of tests. It shows that you passed your FCC and all those other things, and then you can go to all the different companies and get certifications. It is certified for T-Mobile, so that is a good thing, good feather in their cap. And I know that Waveform has been working on that as well with their ProLink device. This is a neat one. 9 left in stock. Wow, that puts the fire under me too. There you go, guys. Hey, been an excellent unit, and whichever way you decide to go, I just wanted to give it as close as I could to reality. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. I do have a mesh system coming up from TP-Link. It does have 2 mesh nodes, so it's going to be able to cover a really nice area, and you know I'm going to be looking at all the settings on that to make sure I can cover an entire house with it. See you in the next one, guys. Talk to you soon.